It's semifinal time, and so it doesn't have to be any sort of style points involved. It's win and move on, and I think for the first time all season we've come back from a deficit, and it's something we've talked about as being mentally strong enough to be composed in that moment. We have a lot of older players in the back especially, and I thought we did a good job of staying composed. And you knew once Kristen hit that first one that it was going to build, and confidence built as the game went on. And the kids are excited and looking forward to Sunday.
Obviously, last year things didn't necessarily go you guys' way. You lose in the semifinal. How much did that fueled your team? And then when you go down early, how much you kind of
deja vu all over again. We only talked about it from the standpoint prior to the game that getting here was 12 months in the making. So on this day last year, Western beat us in a random soccer way. A few shots, one goal, and you go down. And then when it happened, but again, we had talked about composure and mental toughness and staying in the game, and we've got a good attacking team, and it's going to be hard to regularly keep us off the board, and the further we go, it's going to be harder to score, but the kids came through, the forwards came through especially. How
was your team able to rally together after they take that early lead?
I think it's just composure from back to front. Vicky's composed, been here before. Natalia's been in really big environments before, and that wasn't going to rattle her, and Danielle stayed composed, and that spreads into Anna in the midfield, and then Kristen up front, and then, again, your senior leadership, your juniors, it matters.
What does that say about the depth of your team that you get two underclassmen that close out the game for you like that and get goals the way they did?
We train, and we try and train at a high level, high tempo. We demand a lot of all of our players, and we've been fortunate to recruit a couple of very good forwards in Nicole and Rachel, and the younger players, and Kristen's been very good for us as well. So, that's the kind of stuff we expect from our players, and they expect from themselves.
The only team in the MAC this year that had 3 players with 14 points or more, and 2 of them scored today. How important is it to have that consistent presence on your team?
Big players make big plays in big games, and I don't think that necessarily depends on class year. It depends on ability and desire, and all of those things play into it. So whether they're sophomore, freshman, senior, it really shouldn't be that big of a difference. You'd expect more of your seniors to have more experience in these moments, and that's what I think the composure came from. The finishing might have come from some younger players and Kristen, but the composure came from the older players.
If you could talk about the way you guys came out in the second half, the energy.
Well, we just talked about it at halftime, just the things that we have to tweak a little bit, how we can try and get behind, and whether that was effective or not for us. I think it created some momentum. Whether that directly related to the goal or not is immaterial. It's getting the game flowing in a positive direction for us. And, I thought the midfielders and backs did a really good job of actually slowing the game down for us. We were very frantic at the early going, and that's not necessarily the best thing for us. And so I thought Natalia and Danielle and Alyssa and Rachel did a good job of slowing the game down out of the back and allowing us to create some space for ourselves up front.
How big was it that Rachel got that goal pretty early on in that second half?
Well, that's Rachel. That's why she's an Offensive Player of the Year. You don't know when or where it's going to strike, and again, big players make big plays in big games. She was able to come up big today, and Sunday it could be somebody else. But it's a good finish by her. 3 good goals for us today.
You got the MAC regular season title again, but how good does it feel, especially after last year, to get to the tournament championship game?
Well, at this point, it's win it or not. It's not a better feeling to get to the final. We've got a game to play Sunday, and so there's really no let up, or you don't want to say, wow, we've done this. This is, we hope as our program, this is where our players and team tries to get every year. Regular season champions and tournament champions, and this is just part of that journey.
Thanks, Brad.
All right.